Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Trudeau.
Le ministre des Transports avait dit récemment,
the Minister of Transport recently said
il l'avait pas dit clairement, mais peut-être aller d'avant
that he
avec
wanted
l'obligation
to
vaccinale
perhaps
pour les
move forward
camionneurs
with a vaccination mandate
Est-ce que c'est quelque chose
for
que votre gouvernement,
truckers traveling across the
votre
border.
gouvernement pense encore?
Is that something that your government is considering?
Très clair sur le besoin de
As you know,
nombre possible de gens de se
we've
faire
been
vacciner.
very clear that we need as many people as possible to get
pour la
vaccinated.
fonction publique fédérale.
We've brought in
On
vaccine
a amené des
mandates
mandats de
for
vaccination
federal
pour
public
ceux qui
servants,
veulent voyager à bord d'un
for
avion,
those who
d'un
want to
train.
travel
Nous
by
allons
airplane
continuer
or by train.
d'encourager les
And we will
gens de se
continue
faire
to encourage
vacciner.
people
Pour
to get
l'instant,
vaccinated.
les mandats pour les camionneurs s'appliquent à la
For the moment,
frontière canado-américaine.
The mandate for trucker only applies to the U.S.-Canada border.
Et donc, mais je voulais savoir, est-ce que
Follow-up
c'est quelque chose
question.
qui est encore sur la table?
Is this something that's still on the
Et si c'est
table?
encore sur la table, pensez-vous que ça risque de jeter
And
de l'huile
if
sur
it
le feu?
is, do you not think that this might add fuel to the flame?
Aller trop loin dans des hypothétiques. On
Answer.
est en train de regarder,
I don't want to speculate
d'amener des
here.
mesures concrètes
We are bringing
qui vont
forward
continuer
concrete
de protéger
measures
les Canadiens.
that will protect
Et quand on pense
Canadians.
que les camionneurs sont à
And when you consider that nearly 90% of truckers are already
on
vaccinated,
sait que même sans avoir
we know that
des mandats
even
from a
without
teleprompter.
additional mandates,
les gens sont en train de faire la
domestic
bonne chose.
mandates,
Mais comme
most
vous
people are
savez,
doing the right thing.
depuis 2 ans, on a vu énormément de mesures
But as you
et
know, over the
de
last
choses
2
qu'on a dû
years,
faire, auxquelles
we've
on
had to
n'aurait pas pu
do
s'imaginer
a lot of
il y a
things
3,
that we
4
never
ans.
would have
On va
imagined
continuer
necessary
de
3
suivre
or 4
la
years
science. On
ago.
va continuer de faire tout ce
We
qui est
will
nécessaire pour
continue
garder
to
les gens
follow the
en
scientific
santé,
advice
en
and to do
sécurité.
everything that we
On
need
va se concentrer
to
sur
keep
les
people
mesures
safe
qu'on
and
est en train
healthy.
de faire
But
maintenant.
we're going to focus
et
on
pas,
those measures that we're working on
amener
now,
des théories hypothétiques
rather
sur les
than
prochaines étapes
speculating
qui
about
pourraient être
possible
nécessaires
net
ou
steps
peut-être
that
pas.
may be possible in the future or may not be. Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. Next question, Marika Walsh, The Globe and Mail. Please go ahead.
Oh, Global News.
Question, Marika Walsh.
He's reading from a teleprompter because he's not looking left or right or anything else. He's looking straight ahead. So someone's quickly typing out his answers for him.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute my phone. I'm just trying to follow up on some of your responses about the protesters. I understand the concerns around many of the actions for many of the protesters, but I'm wondering if you, as the Prime Minister, need to engage with the fears and the concerns that others in the crowd raise about the vaccine. There seems to be a real concern for many of them about the safety of that vaccine, and I'm wondering if you are avoiding addressing that by only focusing on
This is the leader of Canada who just said that
they
were Nazis and putting swastikas up in the
Marika,
convoy.
anyone who thinks that I haven't been talking about how safe vaccines are has been listening to everything I've been saying over the past 2 years.
Indignant Justin.
Vaccines
Look
are
out.
safe and effective. The way we get through this public health crisis, get back to the things we love, is by trusting science, by trusting the facts, by being there for each other, by stepping up for each other. We have been hearing people hesitant about getting vaccinated for well over a year now. And we have been reaching out to them, community by community, individual by individual, at the highest level, but also in interpersonal contacts, to reassure people that vaccines are safe and effective, and that they are the way to get through this pandemic. So, yes, the concerns expressed by a few people gathered in Ottawa right now are not new, not surprising, are heard, but are a continuation of what we've unfortunately seen in disinformation and misinformation online, conspiracy theorists about microchips, about God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats. We have been clear every step of the way that the work our frontline health workers, the work our scientists and researchers are doing, the people at Health Canada, the people working on these vaccines all around the world, is the work that will get us through this, get us back to the things we love.
Operator, last question.
Thank you. Merci. Donc, la dernière question, Michel Sabat, la presse canadienne. La
Final
parole est à
question
vous.
from la presse canadienne.
Oui, bonjour, M. Trudeau.
Yes.
Canadian
Avez-vous
press.
retenu
Hello,
un
Mr. Trudeau.
quelconque message de ces 3 journées de manifestations
What
historiques
message
sur
have
la
you taken
colline du
away
Parlement
from
et
this
envisagez-vous
3-day
de quelconque
historic
façon
protest on the Hill?
d'ajuster votre politique?
And have
Je
you
pense
taken
que
away
ce
anything that
qu'on a
would
vu, c'est que oui, il y a
lead
des
you to
gens
change your position on
qui
anything?
hésitent encore à se faire
Answer.
vacciner. Mais en
What
même
we've
temps,
seen is that yes, there are
dans la
people who have
réaction des
hesitated to
Canadiens
get
d'un bout à
vaccinated.
l'autre,
But at the same
pas
time,
seulement
we know that
aux
Canadians
expressions de haine et d'intolérance qu'on a
across
vues
the country
parmi ces manifestants, mais aussi dans le message.
are against
de
the hateful
liberté
messages
de
that we've
choix.
seen.
What
Les
hateful
Canadiens sont en train de
messages?
dire, moi, ma liberté, c'est la liberté de retourner à des choses
The protesters
que je
are
voulais
talking
faire
about
avant.
freedom.
La façon d'assumer cette
Well,
liberté, c'est de
Canadians
se faire vacciner.
know that
Moi, mon choix,
freedom means getting
c'est
back
d'être
to
là
the
les
things
uns
that they
pour les
used
autres,
to
parce que c'est
enjoy,
comme ça
and the way to be able
qu'on
to
a
do that
créé
is to
ce
get
pays.
vaccinated.
C'est en étant là les uns pour les autres.
Vaccinated.
The way that we
This is
built this
défini
country was by
ce que c'est
being
d'être
there for each
Canadien.
other. That's what defines
Alors, en
what
même
being
temps,
Canadian is.
petite minorité marginalisée
Oh,
est en train
indignité.
de,
So
de
while this
respecter,
fge
de
minority
manifester,
is
Fringe.
la
protesting,
vaste majorité des
the
Canadiens
vast majority of
sont en train de
Canadians
dire, ben voyons donc,
are thinking,
c'est en
Come on.
continuant d'être là les uns pour les autres qu'on va passer à travers. On est tous
it's
d'accord.
by continuing to be there for each other that we
On
will
veut en
get through
finir
this
avec cette
pandemic.
pandémie.
We all want to be done with this pandemic.
Mais la grande majorité des Canadiens
But the vast majority of
savent très
Canadians
bien que la façon
very well
qu'on va en finir,
that the way out
c'est pas en manifestant
is
contre la
not
pandémie,
protesting the pandemic.
c'est en se faisant vacciner.
It's getting vaccinated.
Following up.
Les abords du Parlement, M. Trudeau, les abords du Parlement sont-ils sécuritaires et les policiers devraient-ils
Is the parliamentary
évacuer ces abords?
precinct safe?
Oops,
And do we need more?
I don't know how to record it out, but if I can pull the video from Global News,
I
I'll
have
put the whole
enormous
video
faith
up.
in our public safety, our law enforcement.
In particular, the statements, the inflammatory statements about swastikas and whatnot.
Parliamentary Protective Services, and everyone who has worked so hard this weekend to ensure that any damage, harassment, and intimidation would be limited in Ottawa. Of course, things are not over yet, but these people will continue to do their work, and I know that Canadians across the country can trust that these
Power to
people
the
will
commons.
serve the public good.
Operator, would it be possible to put Marika Walsh on the line? She didn't get her follow-up.
Perfect. Thank you. And we don't have Marika Walsh in the queue anymore. I'm sorry.
Thank you. This is what ends today's press conference.
Merci tout le monde.
Thank you, everyone.
That doesn't look like the cottage in Ottawa either. That's the Prime Minister of Canada. Nazi swastikas, troublemakers, people that are trying to instigate, cause problems, harassment, bullying, causing problems for the police in Ottawa. I haven't seen any of that on the news anywhere. I did see where they had, like I said, hung signs up and that on some of the monuments, like Terry Fox Monument, and put a flag in his hand and whatnot. And they've since gone back, and whoever did it, it was all taken down and the monument was cleaned. So I'm not particularly sure where Justin Trudeau thinks this is going or coming from. It doesn't happen to be anybody on the convoy that's maybe going back and taking care of things that other people have done. but sitting there saying that it's a bunch of troublemakers, a fringe group that has raised, I think the last count on the GoFundMe page was somewhere between $6 and $9 million to support these individuals. This is a fringe group. There may be, I don't know, I'm not there. I'm in Surrey, BC. There may be somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 50,000 trucks out there, not including all the cars and trucks or pickup trucks and campers and RVs that people have taken in there. I really, really wish I would have caught on to this sooner, because I would have loaded my camper up and gone. Fringe group. Just a fringe group. Good going, Justin. You're banging her right up. Don't know what you're talking about anymore, dude.
That I've been part of, that I've watched from a distance on Parliament Hill and elsewhere, where people come together angry about a certain thing, wanting something else to change, that don't see the level of hateful rhetoric, of swastikas, of abuse towards their fellow citizens. There's always a right.
This is the Prime Minister of Canada.
That I and others will defend fully as part of this democracy. There is not a right to incite violence, to perform acts of violence, or to spew hatred.
None of which the convoy's done.
Anyone who is part of this group, who is disgusted by what the folks protesting alongside are doing,
now he's going to try and separate the group,
needs to step up and take responsibility, condemn these actions, and look for other ways to express their displeasure.
Following up.
You talk about politicians exploiting people's fears. Who are you talking about, and what impact do you think?
So what he was just saying was that the group of convoy, the convoy that's gone to Ottawa, the people that are in it are Nazi sympathizers. They're dissidents. They hate people. They're trying to start fights. None of that is true. This man is doing nothing but hiding. He is either right now at the cottage in Rideau or in Ottawa somewhere, or he's out in Tofino. And a lot of people are saying he's out in Tofino right now. Tofino, BC, where he loves to go out to go surfing.
Represent truckers, let alone the vast majority of Canadians.
Operator, next question.
Thank you. Merci. La prochaine question de Boris Proulx, Le Devoir.
Next question is from Le Devoir.
Merci, Monsieur le Premier ministre.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Faire quelconque concession aux camionneurs?
Do you intend to make any concessions to these truckers?
Le défi.
This will be good.
The challenges that we're facing in terms of supply chains are not due to vaccination policies. They're due to COVID-19.
They're not due to vaccination.
The best way to get through this difficult time for truckers and for all Canadians
My dog
is
just
to
farted.
continue to follow public health advice.
Probably smells about as good as what this guy's
As
spraying.
nearly 90% of truckers already have. And to focus on those priorities. I'm not going to focus on the protesters who don't respect science, evidence, or in some cases are.
And they're not against the vaccine.
Follow-up question?
So I don't know where he's coming off of this.
The protesters are saying that Canada was at the root. Canada had pressured the Biden administration to implement vaccination mandates for truckers on their side as well. Can you tell us if that's the case? Answer. From the beginning of the pandemic, I've answered a lot of questions about whether our policies were aligned with the Americans or not. Now, there are some situations where we were very well aligned with the U.S. and we worked very closely together, and in other cases, that was less so. But I have always insisted that each country had to make its own decisions in terms of protecting its own security.
Ignorant ass. It's not funny.
But obviously, since the U.S. administration and our government are following the same scientific advice, it shouldn't be a surprise.
I haven't posted anything about this convoy because I didn't want my channel to become political. But there's people out there that have done nothing. They went out and they cleaned after some of the protesters put signs and flowers and flags on the Terry Fox monument. The other parts of the convoy went over and they cleaned the whole statue off of Terry Fox. None of that has been done. None of them are inciting violence. None of them are Nazi sympathizers or whatever he said. This is the Prime Minister of Canada that is hiding behind a banner of lies and falsehoods.
As part of our job as politicians,